Greetings ladies and gentlefish, and welcome to this game in the PZ SFL 4C German Tier 5 tank destroyer. This is the one on the line that eventually culminates in the what the feck Alpha E100. the waffles, the Borsig at Tier 8, the Waffenträger auf Panzer IV at Tier 9, and then the Waffenträger auf E100 at Tier 10 with its stupid auto-loading anti-aircraft gun. Anyway, we are down here at Tier 5 with the Death Toaster. So, this is Westfield. It's a Tier 5 game, so it's nice matchmaking. And it's a standard game. You don't get any other sort of game on Westfield. Now, where do you go in a tank destroyer on Westfield? Well, good question. You can go to somewhere around the D1 region, where basically you are waiting for people to pop their noses over the ridge at sort of about B3, and then you plant shells into them, but you tend to get spotted and artilleried quite quickly, in my opinion and experience. Your other option is to go somewhere near where I'm going over here, and you can support the other flank, but if you go over here and the enemy decides to push through the town at all, that can be really problematic. So this is a risk. In my opinion, certainly from this spawn, in fact I would argue from both spawns, tank destroyer locations on this map are a bit of a gamble. Especially when you're playing something as fragile as this machine. So, I have done, or I have published or will publish, I'm not sure which it will be when you watch this video, but I have published or will publish a review of this tank, and then you'll get my actual opinion on this machine. So I'm not going to talk about that in this video. But as it is, in the game, Panzer 1C has just moved, flanked all the way around our heavies, and out the other side. He took a big punch in the face for his troubles, but I am now paranoid about being spotted. I do not have 6th sense on this crew. I am worried about being spotted, and a spotted Death Toaster is a, well, dead toaster. And so you do have to be very careful about that, which is why I'm running away rather than taking pot shots at the people on the sort of K line. So I'm fleeing like a little girl. And so far I haven't actually achieved anything, and our team is losing 1 kill to 2, but, well, I was going to say Panzer 1C over there, but an Su-85 sends him up to the spirit in the sky. Wolverine looks like he's about to punch his nose up, and the first shot that I take in this game is putting that Wolverine out of his misery, top tier tank destroyer gone, and picking myself up a kill, which is nice. But I want to keep moving because I don't want that birch gun, that artillery piece, zeroing in on me. For an artillery piece, the birch gun has a relatively fast reload, and relatively fast aim time, and that those qualities are amplified by the fact that it has a fully rotatable turret. Now, it's not without its disadvantages, but it's worth being aware of its advantages. Now, that machine is very unlikely to kill me in one shot. I think it would. I'm not sure if it has the alpha damage to do it in one shot. I really can't be bothered to work it out. It might even have to ammo rack me, but I'm an open top machine. Penetrating hits will not be difficult for it. Whether it one-shots me or not, I would take an awful lot of damage. So I've come over to here, which is kind of, well, I'm trying not to get shot from the town, but I'm also trying to put shots in on the enemy team and make myself useful. Can I put fire onto that KV-1S? I can't seem to find a shot, which is a problem because our team is losing 3 kills to 5, and thus far in this game I have done relatively little. I've put in 1 shot. Sure, it was a killing shot, so it took a gun out of the game, which was nice, but I've put in 1 shot. T-82, trying to see if I can find a shot on him, but not really being very successful. And there's a Type T-34. Again, he's hiding behind houses. I can't really get a shot on him unless he pokes himself out, like that. And I take a blind shot and then pull back. Now, this tank does not have very good gun depression, but it does have half-decent gun elevation. It used to be actually ridiculous. You could point the gun up at 90 degrees. And so if you tilt the front of your tank down, you can end up using your gun elevation to try and get shots rather than your gun depression. Now, for some reason, they decided a little while ago to nerf the gun elevation on this machine, because, yeah, that was the one thing going for it, and it really needed a nerf. But anyway, That shot, alas, was eaten by the KV-1S's tracks, so we're going to see if we can put in a final shot to finish this fellow off, and indeed we can. I am conscious about whether or not I've been spotted. As I've said before, I don't have Sixth Sense on this tank, but conversely I want to shoot these guys, but no. I've taken damage. They even damaged my gun. Screw that, I'm backing off. That T-25 should get finished off soon, and indeed, Panzer IV with what looks like it was probably the 105mm howitzer takes him out of the game. So we're currently winning this 8-6, 8-7, which is a nice change of pace from 3-6, or whatever the scoreline was. We're winning, which is good. The other good thing to note is not only are we winning, we also have twice the number of remaining top tier tanks as the enemy. The enemy has a Churchill 1 and a Stug 3G. We have a Churchill 1, Panzer 4H, myself, and an Su-85. The enemy also has a tier 3 tank, and we do not. Oh! Whee! I end up sliding down the mountain and throwing my own track. I've already used my repair kit to repair my gun, so I can't use it on the track. Even if I hadn't already used it, I wouldn't use it just repairing this track, let's be honest. So I'm trying to relocate here. I don't think I can do anything else useful from the position I was in. Scorelines are currently 9-8. We've lost one of our tier 5s, alas. 9-9. Now, we don't have the numerical advantage anymore, but we do still have the tiering advantage. Not sure about health though. Certainly that Su-85B is looking remarkably ropey in terms of his hit points, which is a bit of a problem potentially, but never mind. Okay, just spotted their Kehoe. Kehoe! Sorry, I wasn't trying to be racist there. Don't know why that just came to mind. But this guy should be worked over fairly quickly. The threat is not the Kehoe, it's who has he got as fire support. He will be lighting our guys up, especially when they shoot at him. Has he got a Stug or something giving him fire support, or maybe that birch gun? That's the concern. Su-85 polishes off the Kehoe. Having said my concerns, none of us have exploded yet, so that's a good thing. So our Churchill's indicating up at J0, and oh good god, there's their Matilda. Okay. Drop my gun down, damn the lack of gun depression. Take off most of his health. Dodge a shot from, I think it's that T-70. Dodge another shot from the T-70. I'm backing off because I do not want to die. That looked like an artillery shot. T-70 is dead. So I think I'm going to move forward again in an attempt to re-engage the Matilda, but the Su-85B takes it out of my hands. But we lose him for the privilege. Now, he was killed by their Churchill. That means their Churchill is most likely up on the high ground on the other side of this valley. There's their birch gun. I was going to say I don't have shots on him, but the birch gun is rather conveniently moving for me. And I managed to make that blind shot work. And there's that alpha damage, that 240 alpha damage, one-shotting that tier 4 SPG. Now, don't know where their Stug is. Their Churchill appears to have made his way through the town to the high ground on the other side of this valley, from where he was able to kill our Su-85B. So there's the sort of thing. I didn't have a mod telling me that. This is something you can just infer from what happens. We saw one of our teammates die. The Churchill was just given, well, it might be the Churchill, it might be the tank destroyer, just given his position away that he's in the cap circle. And the Churchill just took out our artillery. And what I was saying earlier on, I don't have a mod showing me where the guy was. I was just inferring the position of the Churchill from the kill he made, and therefore where he could have been in order to make that kill happen. Now, someone manages to spot that Churchill. I don't think it was me, because I don't appear to be being spotted when I take these shots at the Churchill, which is nice. And I'm just able to take this guy apart, not allowing him to cap. But he's wise to that. And you can see there, sorry, after only 2 shots from me, he's down to less than 200 health. It's a punchy gun. But he's become wise to that. He's now hunkering down behind a building. Entirely sensible of him. Still don't know where their Stug is. And our Churchill finishes off their Churchill. That just leaves the Stug 3G. Now, just because he doesn't have any kills, that doesn't mean he hasn't been doing anything all game. Maybe he's been racking up the damage, but just hasn't got any kills. Who knows? Having said that, I haven't seen anybody take an amount of damage that would equate to either of the guns on the Stug. So there is of course the other option, that he's done very little all game, in fact. That maybe he's even AFK. That'd be sad if he was, but there we go, such things happen, alas. Anyway, going over toward the enemy base, and we have a Panzer IV-H here, who screams, "No cap!" Now, I get what he's getting at, we don't need to cap, but seriously dude, firstly you're writing in block capitals, which makes me irritable. Secondly, he's saying, "I want kill." Well, congratulations dude, I mean, you're just being as selfish as anybody else. That does not mean you're entitled to get the kill, and a good Stug driver could still win this. Most of us are pretty beaten up. Especially as our Churchill appears to be taking the high ground. But our T-40 seems to oblige by driving out of the cap circle. Fine, whatever. Personally, I just want to win this. Now, I was actually thinking at the time that our Panzer shot the T-40. I would like it on record. Benjo 876, he did not. He did not just shoot our own T-40 to interrupt the cap. In fact, I'm not even sure if that interrupts the cap anymore. Unless, obviously, you kill them. But, anyway. Panzer IV is now moving up this ridge. The entitled Panzer IV, who wants the kill. And there we go. And if I can get the kill, I'll take it. I'm not just going to... But despite our 198mm of penetration, we bounce on a Stug 3G. Because reasons. Anyway, if I can take the kill, I'm going to take it. My opinion is, you know, even if this guy, the Panzer IV, even if he were on a Top Gun, I would still take that kill. Why? Because it is my personal opinion that awards and medals should be earned. They shouldn't be given to you. If they're given to you, in my opinion, it is it's almost an insult. I'm not actually going to say it's an insult, but in my opinion, it's almost an insult. They're meaningless if someone just lets you take them. Absolutely meaningless. You need to go out and earn them, in my humble opinion. Anyway, that's getting somewhat off topic. That's the result of the game. We ended up winning, did a respectable amount of damage. By all means, take a look at the post-battle results afterwards. I believe this was a first-class mastery in this machine. And there we go, it ended up being a pretty decent game in the end. So I hope you guys enjoyed that game. Possibly even found it vaguely informative. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to catch some of my other videos and or subscribe to my channel, and I wish you very happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao ciao.